This is EasyOSX, and today I'm going to show you how to create a copy file command in Siri Shortcuts. If you're using Shortcuts for the first time, you may try looking for the copy file action and be surprised that there isn't one. That's because the copy file function is part of the save file action. This shortcut will work on Mac, iPhones, and iPads. Let's go over the basics first. Just save a specific file to a specific folder. In a new shortcut workspace, I'm going to go to the Action sidebar and search for Save File, and add it to my project. Since I just want to select a single file, click on where it says File in the line Save File. In the file picker box, navigate to where your file is stored, and in my case, I'm going to select this older Safari browser icon. Once selected, hit Open. Now we need to tell the shortcut what to do with the files we're passing to it. Hit the Show More button at the right end of the line. Now we have two checkboxes appear. The first one, when checked, will ask us every time we run the shortcut where we want to save the file. The other one, when checked, will overwrite any existing files with the same name when the shortcut is run. If this is unchecked, it will just add a number at the end to signify that it copied the file. Since I want to always go to the same location every time, in my case the desktop, I'm going to uncheck the Ask Where to Save box. And you see when I do that, the line changes, adding a To Shortcuts option. So now the shortcut will save my picture to the Shortcuts folder. By clicking this and hitting Replace, I can choose a different location, and I'll choose the desktop. Now when I run this shortcut, that picture of the old Safari icon pops right up on my desktop. This is a nice demo, but it's not the most practical example. So let's do something else. Let's say I want to make a shortcut that will send the files I have selected to a specific folder, such as this demo folder on my desktop. I'm going to make a new shortcut and call it Copy File to Demo, and add the Save File action. To make it copy whatever files I have selected, I'm going to right-click where it says File and click Shortcut Input. A new action will appear above our Save action. This is where we'll tell it what to look for and where to get its input. To tell it what files will run, click on the Any button. These are all the file types our shortcut can monitor for. This is dependent on what you want your shortcut to do, but in my case, I'm only worried about the files on my machine and nothing else. So I'm going to hit the Clear button in the bottom right corner of the window. You can see it changed Any to No. Clicking that No button, I'll check the boxes next to the items I want, which are images, media, files, folders, and PDFs. If you know this is only going to run on a smaller subset, like you will only copy PDFs or you don't want to copy folders, then you can uncheck those boxes. Once I've got those selected, I can click out of that box and you can see it's changed again from No to Images and More. In that action, you should see the word Nowhere just down the line. Click Nowhere and the action sidebar will change to the Details pane. For Macs, you'll want to check the Use as Quick action and check the Finder boxes and Services boxes. You can also set up a keyboard shortcut by hitting the Add Keyboard Shortcut, but make sure it isn't the same as an existing Finder shortcut. If you're running this on an iDevice, then check the Show in Share Sheet box. Where it said Nowhere before will now say Share Sheet and or Quick Actions depending on what you choose. So as it reads now, the files that we select either through the Quick Actions, Services, or Share Sheet menus will be saved, but where will they be saved? Hit Show More on the right hand side and uncheck the box Ask Where to Save, since I want my highlighted files to always go to the demo folder. I'm going to click where the word Shortcuts just appeared, hitting Replace, and navigating through the dialog box to my demo folder. Now you can see that the line changed to say Save Shortcut Input to Demo. If you want to create a folder within the location you want to save it to, then you can type that folder name in the subpath box. Just make sure to add a / at the end of the name, otherwise it will rename your file to whatever you typed in the box. Let's check our work. I have this folder here in my documents, and I'm going to select this picture, a PDF, and a folder with a few items in it that I want to be copied into my demo folder. I'm going to highlight all three, right-click, scroll down to Quick Actions, and click on the Copy File to Demo option that I created. If you made a keyboard shortcut, you could highlight these and just hit your combo instead. Now if we go to the demo folder on my desktop, we can see the PDF, the picture, and the folder, including the items in that folder, have all been copied over successfully. Thank you all so much for watching. If this video helped you out, then give it a like, it'll really help. Likewise, if you want Mac, iOS, and other Apple tips, tricks, and advice, you can subscribe to the channel. You can also check us out on the website EasyOSX.net, as well as on social media pages. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.